Hello and welcome back to No Bullshit. Today we've got two stories talking about how some Airbnb hosts are supposedly racist, bigoted assholes. According to two guests who are very bitter and their stories are flimsy at best. But regardless of that, the media is happy to prop up these stories because, of course, it's an easy way to make white people look racist. Let me explain. First of all, if you don't know, Airbnb is an app for smartphones that lets people rent rooms directly from homeowners. Kinda like an Uber for hotel rooms. But the rooms, of course, are usually owned by normal people. Sometimes they're extra apartments or guest houses, and sometimes they're even just spare bedrooms in their own houses. A detail of which will come into play later. Anyway, for now, with that explanation out of the way, let's take a look at our first story. In a video from the Young Turks with a clickbait title called Racist Airbnb Host Pays the Price. Let's check it out.
There has been some justice involving an Airbnb host who discriminated against an Asian American guest by canceling her trip last minute. Now, this story actually occurred back in February. So there was a snowstorm in Big Bear where the host has this property. And a woman by the name of Dine Sub was driving through this snowstorm to get to the property and enjoy a little time off, a little break with her friends.
Great recap, Anna, except you're leaving out one important detail. The Asian girl was calling last minute to change her reservation. She originally ordered a room for two people, her and her fiance. Then, right before she was about to show up, she told the host she was going to have like 4 people and a dog. This is unacceptable, and you leaving this out of the story is just scandalous. Any hotel or bed and breakfast would have the right to cancel in the same way. Perhaps they could have offered to charge them more for more people, but we don't really know what kind of room they were going to rent, do we? Often these Airbnb hosts only have one room of a certain size to rent. So if someone calls an hour before with 2 extra people and a fucking dog, yeah, they might question it, and they have the right to cancel you. So no, I wouldn't say the host was discriminated because of the race. They could have been Asian, black, or white, or Mexican, or whatever. The host was upset because they were trying to squeeze in more people for the same price in the last minute, and there very likely wasn't enough room for all of them, and just maybe the person didn't want to allow dogs. That's okay too. Most hotels don't allow dogs. Now, I will admit the host made some inappropriate and borderline racist comments following this misunderstanding, but we can't really know the whole story now, can we? The Young Turks and other reports on the story have already purposely left out details to make it look racist. Who knows what else they're not telling us to make it fit their agendas? The Asian bitch could have said something racist to the white people first that prompted the host's remarks in retaliation. We just don't know, because Anna Kasparian is a hack reporter who will do anything to make white people look bad.
And then she basically responded with, well, I'm gonna let Airbnb know that you are discriminating against me and you're racist. And his response, or her response, by the way, the host is a woman. It's why we have Trump, and I will not allow this country to be told what to do by foreigners.
You know, we cover these stories, and yet to this late date, every once in a while I still get shocked.
I still get shocked that people watch your shitty channel, Cenk, and I'm shocked you guys can still get away with this race-baiting garbage. Either tell the whole story or get the fuck out of here. Clearly you have an agenda. I'm not gonna say the host was totally in the right here. Some of her responses sounded pretty racy, but let's be real here. The comments they made about Trump were pretty fucking legendary if you ask me. Fucking foreigners, am I right? Just kidding, don't worry. But in an effort to be fair, let's look at the Asian lady's behavior for a second, because something no one is talking about in this story is how she is kind of acting like a stereotypical Asian, which is another reason the host was calling her out for it. Now, I know this could get me into hot water, but just hear me out for a second. First of all, the Asian lady is totally playing into the Asians are cheap stereotype, and they're also doing that thing where Asians in America turn into larger and larger groups. I don't know why, but you start with 1 or 2 Asians and the next thing you know, you've got a dozen. This and being cheap is what got the Asian lady into trouble with Airbnb. She wanted to rent the same room at the same price with twice as many people and a fucking dog. And if you're gonna be a cheap, shifty Asian, then I think in a way, it's fair to be called out for it. So this original story happened in like February, and it's coming back up now because the host is getting fined or some shit. That's like whatever to me. I'm not here to defend the host for saying racist shit. I'm here to say this was hardly a racist story to begin with, and it certainly wasn't an Airbnb host discriminating based on race. It was merely a renter denying a customer who tried to weasel in more people and a dog in the last minute. minute. Last thing I'll say is I love how Anna set up this story of how the Asian guest was driving in the snow at night on her way to a nice little vacation. What a manipulative, phony setup, Anna. Now let's get to the second story. This is the one that happened this week. One news article from Huffington Post about it is called Amsterdam Airbnb host accused of pushing South African downstairs is arrested. And don't worry, plenty of people are calling this guy racist too. Fortunately, we've got a video of the incident. Let's take a look. Oh, a black person thinks something that happened to them is because of racism. Stop the presses.
Don't be emotional. Hang on. Why are you taking my things back now?
Don't be emotional.
Why are you taking my things? Hey, you already took them out. Oh my God.
Out.
Accept.
Out now.
Oh my God. No.
Go.
Guys.
Oh my God!
Guys.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Okay.
Damn, she went down like a sack of potatoes. At least try and stop yourself, lady. Jeez. And this guy runs down to help her. He clearly didn't mean for this to happen. He didn't throw her down the stairs or push her down the stairs. She fell. And I love how this video just shows her falling. No preface or setup of any kind. Just that fall used for shock value. Reminds me of the Philando Castile video that starts after the fucking shooting. This is just more of the same kind of race baiting bullshit. If the video of the Airbnb has started minutes before, we would have seen how the man was forced to kick this lady out of his apartment because she was refusing to leave his fucking property. Remember when I said these Airbnb hosts often rent rooms within their own houses? Well, this black bitch was supposed to leave the man's home over an hour before this altercation. She refused. In fact, you can see him handing her her loose clothes that were laying around his apartment still. She hadn't even fucking packed yet. To make matters worse, she was clearly resisting him and fighting back even in this short video.
Don't be emotional. Hang on. Why are you taking my things back now?
Don't be emotional.
Why are you taking my things? Hey, you already took them out. Oh my God.
Right here, you can see her pushing back and trying to stay where she's not welcome. Who the fuck does that? And as for her going down the stairs, well, that was an unfortunate accident, but it could have been easily avoided if she just left the man's house on time and stopped resisting. These Airbnb rooms are like hotel rooms. You have checkout times and you have to keep to them. And if you don't leave, they have the right to kick you out. Now, I'm not saying you should have to fall down the stairs, but this guy didn't throw you down those stairs. If you just walked out, you wouldn't have fell. And in no way, shape, or form is anything racist here. Hell, most news articles will barely even claim this is racism. The only one saying that is the black bitch who fell, of course. And check out this funny quote about the black lady in one of those articles. She believes that he was purposely vague so that it would be difficult to prove that he had been racist, making legal repercussions unlikely. Well, bitch, we just call that not being racist. He's not a secret racist or an invisible racist. You just think he was racist probably because you think everyone is. You're a stereotypical black lady who thinks everything bad that happens to them is because of racism, and it's fucking pathetic. So what can we conclude from these two Airbnb stories? Well, both involve rude minorities trying to get attention by calling their Airbnb hosts racist. Also, in both cases, the guests were in the wrong for multiple reasons. And what really helped their cases was first ignoring anything they did wrong, and second, they both had borderline racist looking evidence. The Asian girl had her text messages and the black lady had that viral video. Without these two factors combined and the willingness of the media to latch on to race-baiting stories like this, well, none of this shit would have even happened. Or it may have happened, but we never would have heard about it. Because altercations like this happen with hotels and Airbnbs all the fucking time. The only reason we're hearing about these two is because, well, the news loves a good story that makes whites look racist. What do you guys think? Is the first Asian lady in the right? Or did she try and swindle the Airbnb by sneaking in more people? And what about the black lady? What do you guys think of that pratfall she had? Comment below, and thanks for watching No Bullshit. See y'all next time. And don't forget, this show is funded and supported by viewers like you. Like, comment, and subscribe for new videos every week. Hit that bell button below to get email notifications of our new uploads. We also have merchandise such as shirts, sweaters, stickers, and coffee mugs in our Teespring store. Join our Patreon to support monthly for as low as $1. You can get bonus videos and all kinds of cool stuff. There's also Amazon affiliate links and all of our other links in the description below. Thanks again for watching and supporting. One more thing, I want to give a special thanks to these amazing Patreon supporters. You guys are the best. You guys went above and beyond the rest, and I love you so much for it. If anyone else wants to donate or join our Patreon crew, link in the description. We're going to be setting up more videos and live streams very soon. Thanks again.
And the thing is, the perpetrator always makes sure that they say something vague so that if it leads to legal issues, they can't prove anything. But his body language, his facial expression, the way that he was actually looking at us, it was not a matter of you looking at another human. He was just looking at us in a way of they need to go type of way, you know?